Hello there everyone. Here is a vintage AT&T Trimline 210. This one is from June of 1989. And I found this at the thrift store the other day. As you can see, it was very inexpensive. And I actually paid less than $5 for this, even including tax. So I guess there was a sale going on. But, this is definitely one of the good ones. It's got a weight in the bottom and in the receiver. It comes with 2 pieces of paper in here to write the phone numbers down. And actually, in that same trip where I got this at the thrift store, which came with this phone cord, it's not the original cord. This is one of the newer AT&T and VTech cords. But anyway, in the same trip in which I got this, I went to another thrift store where I found 2 other phone cords. This one is another 7-foot cord, and this I believe is a 20-foot cord, both of which are 2-line. They have 2 pairs of conductors in here. And also at the other thrift store I found this. This is actually a really rare weather radio. Whoops, almost dropped it. They wrote the price on there, but I can get that off with alcohol. So as you can see, this is a Midland WR30, which is basically the rarer version of the 74-210.
With a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Highs around 90.
And unfortunately, it sounds a little bit distorted. And it also didn't come with a power cord. I had to find this one in the basement. So I'm glad that I found that in there. I'm glad we had that on hand. But the radio itself, I'm really happy with it. It also came with the screen protector still on the screen, so I think it was probably never used. But anyway, the radio is actually $4, and I paid $1.50 for both of these combined. So that was a really good deal. Oh, also, the radio does work. It went off a bunch of times yesterday for severe thunderstorm warnings. And the weekly test a couple days ago. But with this telephone, I actually, we went to my grandmother's apartment just after both of those thrift stores, where I was able to test out the radio and this phone and these cords. So both of the cords work, actually all 3 cords, including the one that came with the phone. They all work. But here's the testing phone line that I have here. This one's plugged in to a phone jack, so we can test the telephone on camera. Also, the phone is in pretty good condition. The cord is a little bit stretched, but it's probably not too bad. And the phone definitely needs a good cleaning. Not sure if you can see, but it looks like there are a bunch of hairs on there, and there's just a lot of dirt and grime, especially. It's not really focusing on this part, but especially in these grooves here. It's really dirty. But it actually works really well, and the speaker up here is not spoiled at all. I can turn it up. And it sounds great.
The number you have reached, 605-767-676, is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again. Thank you. The number you have reached, 605-767-676,
And that's a TV show in the other room, by the way.
is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error,
That's the medium level. So as you can see, this sounds great. And the microphone, it also works. I can record a testing message in a minute, but first I'm going to test the mute functionality. Most of the older phones here, if you hold down the mute button, it mutes it, but only as long as you're holding it down. So if I blow into the microphone, you can hear on the talk battery until I start holding down the mute button. And turn this up.
76 is not in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, try your call again.
So as you can hear, mute works. And now I'll record the testing message. Alright, I had to re-record the message because it didn't save the first one, but here is the message.
First, new voice message received today at 3:51 p.m.
This is a testing message on my AT&T Trimline 210 from 1989. So as you could hear, it sounds great. And now, let's make it do ring back. Whoops. I'll call back the sound quality test line. Also, this is one of the older mechanical keypads, so you can actually hear the individual tones if you press two buttons at once. It's so cool. Oh yes, and the pulse mode, that works. And the tone button works as well. So now, we can flash and ring all the phones. I'll just hold this one up to the camera. So that's the low level. It also works very well on the high level. It's the nice classic AT&T low pitch ringer, which I love. I think that's my favorite corded phone ringer, actually. And it's extremely loud on the high level. So here is the high level. Jeez, that's insane. That's super loud. Also, redial works. So all in all, this was an excellent find, I think. I'm very happy with this phone. This is definitely a quality piece of equipment. And besides needing a good cleaning, it's in excellent condition. So there we go. That was the checkout of an AT&T Trimline 210 from 1989.